Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
How are we already over halfway through May? How did this happen?
I refuse to accept it. We're really in January.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Exactly.
And what is that reality? Well, it's not May, because May sucks. You know why? It's too dang hot already.
You say May is too hot.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Where I am, it is. And then it's just going to get worse. It's already, let's see, hold on. Yeah, we're already in the triple digits, buddy.
Really?
Uh-huh. We have broken that magical 100 degrees Fahrenheit already. So, yes.
Nope. Nope.
But it's a dry heat, they say. It's a dry heat, they say, as they're literally lighting on fire from just going outside. Anyway, regardless of how hot it is or what time it is or anything like that, we have questions to answer. So
we do. We have our standard Q&A today. And where do these questions come from, sir?
These questions, most of them come from Twitter, but we've also got a smattering of questions from folks in our Discord who have been waiting patiently, some of them for a couple of years, to get their questions answered. So sorry about that. Very much appreciate your patience. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off with a question here from Awesome Cakester. Hear me out. New Storybook series game, Sonic and the 100 Acre Woods.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
100% yes. And since like all the characters get Sonicized,
yeah,
they have Sonic characters, you got Tangle as Tigger. Without question.
Oh bother. Is Big Pooh?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that simple-minded, mostly round.
I mean, it's the most closest one-to-one I can think of, I guess.
I mean, I guess you have to have Vanilla and Cream as Kanga and Roo.
Who's Eeyore? Shadow?
Why did you notice me?
Terrible.
Not quite sure who Rabbit would be. Who's like super uptight and fastidious?
Starline?
Maybe. Or
Jewel?
Knuckles, being very
Knuckles.
protective of the Master Garden.
Yeah, Knuckles. Yeah, it might be Knuckles.
But yeah, that would... I don't know how you would make a lot of action set pieces unless Christopher Robotnik has really started to mechanize the Hefflumps and Woozles, but...
What? Wow. And Sonic is just Sonic, right? There's like...
Yeah. Sonic gets transported into the book.
He's just Sonic from... Yeah, he's Sonic from another... He's the main Sonic from the main dimension, but, you know.
Platforming across the letters at the very beginning of the story.
Mm-hmm. Bunch of minigames. So, a bit Kingdom Hearts-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Is a suggestion I'm seeing from the chat. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can see that working. Oh, bother. Yes, this works for me. I'm down. Here's a question from Gab Sam. Hey, Ian, could you explain how Surge and Kit were made? It was implied they were different people, but at the same time, they got their internal parts as a robot, which feels like, even with goofy fictional science, only skin was glued to this robot parts we saw in the first panels. Thanks.
I think it's been long enough. We can finally get into this a bit.
I'm being told this was asked already.
It was, but we avoided it at the time because Imposter Syndrome was still coming out.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to steal the thunder too much, but Imposter Syndrome 4 has been out for a little bit by this point, so I think it's okay.
Okay.
Surge and Kit were somebody beforehand until Dr. Starline got his hands on them. They were forcibly turned into cyborgs with the endoskeleton that enhances their abilities. And their cellular structure was enhanced with an inert version of the metal virus. And then their bio data was further updated and modified using information taken from Neo Metal Sonic.
Dang. That's dark. That's cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Starline is a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a monster. He's great. Here's a question from Digama. So now that we know Surge and Kit's origins, could you tell us what stuff about it got changed by SEGA?
The original pitch, very original pitch, was that they were full-on synthetic beings. Not just robots, but androids of such a high caliber that they were basically living beings. Something that really, your Reploids, more or less. You know, something on the cusp between synthetic and organic.
It's kind of where Shadow sits, actually.
Kind of, sort of. He's still kind of a gray area. We don't really know exactly what he is. And SEGA was like, we don't want Starline to be that advanced in their tech. So they proposed the endoskeleton cyborg ankle.
Which is darker and more horrifying.
Yeah, and then they walked back saying they didn't want us to actually depict that or explain it too clearly because it was too dark. And it's like, but you told us to do it!
I think once they realized what they asked, they're like, maybe not. Never mind. Can you write around that? Oops. Oh well. Here's a question from Hyper Voice Acting. Not just regular voice acting. Hyper voice acting.
Well, they got all 14 super emerald acting. I messed up the joke. Never mind.
It's still funny. Anyway. Not sure if you take questions here for BumbleKast. Yes, we do. On the BumbleKast, we take questions. I think this was a Twitter. This was a Twitter reply, but it's fine. I saw it anyway. Who's your favorite character to write for between IDW or Archie?
I think we said it before. It's Eggman.
Yeah.
He's just fun. He's cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
You get to be a bad person. And people enjoy it. And I guess by that extension, Starline. But Starline's different. You have to walk a fine line with his voice, whereas Eggman, I feel like, is a little more comfortable. Maybe because I've spent more time with him.
Yeah.
But what I try to do is find something to enjoy about everybody so that they're all a joy to write.
Yes.
I mean, Bean is fun, but people expect him to be funny, and that's hard, man.
Comedy is hard.
Funny every time.
I don't think people realize just how hard comedy is. Like, it's a fine art. So, yeah. Here's a question from Joey, the Sonic fan. Ian Flynn, who's smarter, Tails or Jimmy Neutron? Explain your answer.
Tails, because his franchise is still going.
Ouch. Oof. Oof. Big oof. Yikes. Ooh. Harsh. Here's a question from Spider-Wuss. Can Shadow and Silver in the game continuity reach the level of power and speed they had in the Solaris fight on their own now, if they transformed into their super forms? And can all super forms and forms like Burning Blaze reach that power?
Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think there was anything special about their super transformations in 06. That was just their super forms. Like, maybe there's a bit of in-battle dialogue that specifies that they're enhanced somehow, but I'm pretty sure it's just their super states fighting Solaris. There's nothing special about it aside from it being a super state. And thus Burning Blades would be comparable to that.
Mm-hmm.
If I am wrong, if there is that little bit of nuance that I've missed, please, by all means, correct me in the comments below.
Right, here's one from Orange Flipgram. Ian, what's up with Lanolin? Every time we see her, she looks disengaged, sad, or depressed, or like she's plotting something. Is this done on purpose? Do you have a plan with her? Or is this just Adam Bryce Thomas being Adam Bryce Thomas?
I think the general thinking in the IDW crew is that she's just very high-strung. That where everyone else is very, it's another world-ending event. We've seen this. We've done this. We're cool. Lanolin's kind of like, why are people not freaking out about it? But that might fall under the purview of what Evan or somebody else is going to do down the line. So I don't really want to speak too much on it.
I mean, I can relate. I mean, she's just kind of shutting down as like a coping mechanism. Yeah. There's one from Spider Z Sonic or Spider Z Sonic or whatever however you want to pronounce that. It's Z. Because if it's not Z, it breaks the rhyme scheme of the alphabet. Anyway.
Yes, correct.
Some people believe that secret rings and Black Knight are dreams or inventions of Sonic. Can you confirm?
As far as I know, you're supposed to take him at face value, and that Sonic got beamed into the books. I prefer to think of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have, official confirmation one way or the other, but I haven't asked. But I'm pretty sure you can just take it at face value. Sonic went into a couple of books.
Cool. Why not? For a universe where magic doesn't exist, it seems awfully magical. Anyway.
It doesn't exist in Sonic's world, but he's in the book world.
But how did he get sucked into the book world from his own? If magic is not...
magic from the book world.
But how did the magic from the book world get into the magic of of Sonic's world? I don't know, man. This is just... I don't know.
It's totally airtight and consistent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course. This is Sonic we're talking about. Never, never, ever would there be anything that you could poke a hole in as far as plot, story, character, setting, anything. Airtight, just absolute perfection. They planned this from the start. This is exactly how they knew it would go all the way back in 1991, right? Here's a question from Alberon R. Are Surgeon Kit cyborgs because they are organic, but their minds have Bell's programming, right?
Their minds were affected with code derived from Bell's programming. But yeah, as we've covered earlier, they are cyborgs.
Cool. Here's the thing. I've not read any of Imposter Syndrome or Sonic leading up to 50 yet, so this might have whatever. I don't care. I mean, I signed up for this job. I knew what I was getting into. Anyway, what I wanted to ask is, do Surge and Kit have any recollection or memories of who they were before they became who they are now?
No, that's one of the plot points in Imposter Syndrome number 3.
Okay.
Is they have no memory and Starline didn't record it.
Okay. All right. I get it now. Okay, cool. Thank you for that clarification.
Certainly.
Here's a question from Orange Blues. What was the Lost Labyrinth treasure from Sonic 4 that gave Metal Sonic dark powers? Does it have an official name?
I have no idea, and it drives me crazy. What was it? What is it? Is it like Dark Gaia essence? Is it something else? Why is it there? How does Metal Sonic get it? What does it do? What is its properties? I have nothing. I have no info on it, and I must know. I must know.
No. Somebody tell this man. Here's a question from Sonic Blue Ranger. Is it possible for IDW to do adaptations of older games like SA1, SA2? You get the picture.
Oh, I wish, man. I've pitched a few times for, original graphic novels that just redo the modern storyline to fill in the gaps from, what came before Sonic number 1. A 80-page trade, one a year. Just tell the story up to the point. Maybe iron out some of the plot holes here and there. Just nice, big, beefy library of Sonic storyline.
Well, maybe someday. Before we take a break, we have a question here from Joyce Stick. Is Knuckles left-knuckled, right-knuckled, or ambiknuckled?
Ambiknuckled.
Oh, yes. He is not picky about which knuckle he uses. He uses all of them. Cannot blame him. He's literally called Knuckles, so, yeah. Would be weird if he, was a kicking character. It would be strange, right? If he was, exclusively, his main attack was, kicking, right? That would be strange.
No, I think they mean more, is he more inclined to hit with his left knuckle or his right knuckle? No, he'll give you the full force of each fist.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, in general, if he was he's called Knuckles, but all he did was kick, that would be very odd.
That would be a bit of an identity crisis, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if that were the case, he'd have to be called Ankles.
Or Kickles.
Or Kneecaps. Or Cankles.
We are not calling him Cankles. I refuse, out of principle.
Well, time to double down on Cankles the Echidna and take a break. We're back, and we're going to kick off with a question from KCDR. This might end up a knowing smile answer, but I was reading volume 10 of Sonic the other day, and it occurred to me, if Belle is considered a badnik, does she have a little animal friend inside her? I can't imagine Tinker doing that, but then if not that, how?
This is more of a question for Evan Stanley, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't, in the same way that, other badniks have had power cores or those light cores or whatnot inside them. If anything, it seems like animals are kind of getting phased out in terms of usage.
Yeah, there's a I'm guessing Eggman's maybe realized there's a flaw in using them. So, yeah. Here's a question from Raphael. If chaos is a mutation of a chow, could anthropomorphic animals like Sonic have originated from mutations of regular animals? Maybe a real hedgehog has been playing with a chaos emerald a long time ago?
Maybe. I don't want to outright say no, because then I'll be proven wrong later, I'm sure. But I can't say that's not impossible.
Maybe it was the Zorda.
No. Please no.
Okay.
Do not make the Chaos Emeralds into gene bombs. No.
They can't be gene bombs, Ian, because at least male Sonic characters can't wear pants. So, no gene bombs.
I'm not going to contest that. I'm just going to let it be.
Okay, good. Here's a question from V. Sakagario. Favorite Sonic sneaker design? I am a classic man with classic needs, so I'm going to go with classic. Just the good old red sneakers with the white stripe and the rolled over socks, even though apparently that is actually just the top of a boot rolled over and not a sock, but whatever.
I really dig the soap shoes from SA2.
I mean, they're cool, yeah, but they can't come back.
No, but they were cool at the time.
Yeah, they're definitely cool. The thing is that, like, has Sonic had many different shoe designs? Not really. I guess you want to count movie Sonic shoes.
There's the movie design. The modern design is different. It has a little more
he's got
minor details to
he's
it
got
than
a different
the classic design.
Okay, he's got like a more realistic sneaker type shoe in Sonic Riders, apparently, I'm seeing. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of dig that look for him, but nah.
It looks a little heavy, though. Like it'd be hard on your ankle.
Well, they got big, floppy blob feet, so...
That's true.
They're just going around everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Here's a question from Michael S. I know it's been a while, but what were the basic plans for the future of the Mega Man comic before it was put on hiatus?
I'm pretty sure we answered this more in depth on a previous BumbleKast, so check out the Q&A master list for that. But basically, next up was going to be the Mega Man 4 adaptation, and then we would have pretty much followed the games from that point.
Right.
Somewhere in there, we would have addressed the Genesis unit from Wily Wars. I think the plan was to consolidate Game Boy games like 1 through 4 into one adventure, and then keep 5 as its own kind of event, because that's the only one that really had a story, from what I remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Still, some original stories here and there to help bridge the gap, or explore some things here and there. But I think after 4, my goal was to focus more on game stories and get us moving, now that the foundation had been laid and the world had been built. This, of course, all depending on editorial and licensor approval.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd have to stick the whole Mega Man Soccer arc in there somewhere, so...
See, I wanted that to be a free comic book day issue.
See, and I wanted it to be a full arc, because I am weird. But hey, you know what? If it's a free comic book day issue, fine. Fine. At least you acknowledge it.
Like the whole premise I wanted to pitch was that Rock's CPU was overheating, and so basically all the events were the equivalent of a fever dream.
How come they can't just play soccer? Why is it gotta be something weird?
You just said you liked it because it was weird.
Don't use my own words against me, sir. How dare you? That's the other people's job to use your own words against you, thank you very much. You didn't use mine against me. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I do still think it would be funny if it's just like a regular freaky game of soccer. Oh well. Here's a question from Francisca A. Do you think Belle is getting way too much spotlight? She appeared in 3 arcs and will appear in issue 49. Also, she does know that there are animals in some Badniks, right?
No, I don't think Belle's had any more exposure than Tangle or Whisper. Or Starline.
Yeah.
You talk about overexposure. Starline, you can't get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Badniks may be being powered by animals, may be being phased out, from my understanding.
Right. I think a lot. I think some people have a point of the original comic characters maybe being focused on more than the game characters, having that as a criticism. I think that's a valid criticism, but it's also a necessary one due to the fact that you can't really show the game characters as... You can't get in depth with their stories so much as you would like.
It's the same thing as with the Archie Sonic stuff.
Right.
The Sonic characters are immutable. They have to remain as they are in the brand standard.
Right.
So you introduce the original characters so that you have character arcs and growth that are built into the Sonic universe.
Yeah.
And, each one will kind of reach their end and you move on to something new.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's that's true. It is the same thing. Like, I don't understand if you were a fan of Archie Sonic, but you're saying IDW focuses too much on comic original characters. It's like, well, Archie did that too. That
was a complaint of the Archie series as well, which is a legitimate concern.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, right. It's just it's not something that you can necessarily, you or Evan or anyone else who's writing can necessarily change. You just kind of have to work with that as best as you can. So, and if you want the book to be engaging and interesting for people to read it, you need characters and like actual stories and growth and things that happen. And you can't just reset everything back to 0 for everybody. Here's a question from Angela A. If Whisper's Wisp had names outside of their species/type, pink spikes, cyan laser, etc., what would they be? Have you ever thought about it?
No, because the standard is you don't name the wisps.
You don't name the wisps. You don't want to become too attached.
Wasn't going that dark.
Well, that seems like kind of what it was implied by that.
No, I wasn't going there for once.
I'm amazed.
But that's not like a hard and fast rule. That just seems to... That was just what I perceive... that's just what I perceive the standard to be. Kind of going off of the Sonic Colors animation. So, maybe they could be named. It's just... It makes it a little less accessible to folks who don't quite know what's going on. Like, if you already don't know what a Wisp is, and you don't know who Whisper is because all you've played is, like, Sonic Forces or the mobile game, and you haven't unlocked Whisper, then if she's calling, somebody Spike and you don't know who that is, it makes it a little harder to figure out what's going on with the Wisps. It also makes them more individual characters, and that's not really what they are. I mean, they have their personalities, but they aren't as in-depth or explored as the rest of the supporting cast. You start naming them, you need to start having more definition to them, and then
you start becoming attached, and then it's bad. It's all downhill from there.
The Wisps are meant to be very simple and accessible stuff. So I'm not saying we could never possibly name them one day. I mean, shoot, maybe that's the basis for a story. Cream asks what their names are, and Whisper's like, I don't have any. And so Cream takes it upon herself to name them something. I don't know. But it's not something that's crossed my mind, and I don't think it's coming up in the near future.
I can just imagine Whisper being kind of reluctant to use them or say that, use them at all, or say anything, and be like, no, I can't do that. And then she just starts doing it. She just starts using Cream's names for him. Just because she's Whisper. She can't turn down the cute, pleading look that Cream gives her, probably.
Cream's like, why don't you name them after your old friends? And they just all look at the blue block.
Oh, no.
Who worked with Mimic.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There you go. There's your dark twist.
Oof. Yikes. Here's one from Hillary689. I'd like to know, the video from Tales 2 confirmed that the games are settled in one world, as confirms also IDW and the media, movie, anime, still have its own canon because are standalone in their own right?
IDW follows the game standard, so IDW's one world. The movies are obviously doing their own thing.
Yes.
And previous media, yeah, it did its own thing too. There's no accounting for that. It's done.
Alrighty. Here's a question from Tiffy. Curious question, yet too shy to ask. How or what would Shadow do to impress a girl? A lovely girl.
I don't know, and I don't think he does either. Like, where would he have gotten dating advice from? Gerald?
Maria?
Maria was like, what, 14? That's too young. And the impression I got was most of the arc was, made up of scientists who are either, settled or, not. So
she'd probably get her dating advice from Rouge, who's probably the last person you'd want to take dating advice from.
Oh, man. Ends up just being one extended troll sequence. Where he doesn't think this sounds right, but he has no idea. And, well, if there's going to be anyone he trusts in this world, it's Rouge. And she's just having a ball, leading him around, watching him do all this stupid stuff. But, God, it's hard not to take advantage of a gullible Mark. And then she's flabbergasted because he starts following all of her advice, trying to woo her.
And it works? Or it doesn't?
Oh, it absolutely doesn't.
Okay.
But it all comes back to haunt her because, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Omega. I did everything she said. I thought it was a sure thing.
Omega just doesn't know. Can't figure it out. Anyway,
I was not programmed to be a wingman. Let us go destroy Badniks.
Here's one from IDKWTD, or probably, more likely, I don't know what to do. Which, same. When you wrote Shadow vs. Knuckles, who would you personally think was the better fighter, or who would win overall?
Honestly, hard to say, which is why it pretty much ends in a draw. Like, Shadow might possess the raw power, but Knuckles has the history of beating up hedgehogs, or at least holding his own.
Mm-hmm.
And personal bias, I want Knuckles to win. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Ultimately, with that fight, I wanted them each to put up a good showing and then not really resolve it so no one could say, oh, well, clearly this character's better because they won, or, oh, Ian's bias is showing. No, I actually reined it in.
No, they're showing their bias. They're thinking you're showing your bias anyway, dude. It doesn't matter.
I know.
You can do whatever you want, and I don't know. Someone else could do whatever they want with the Sonic franchise, and you'd still get blamed for it. It's just how it goes. Anyway, CoolDragons.jpg has a question. Is there any set chronological / reading order for the upcoming Imposter Syndrome and main series issues? This question was obviously from a while ago. In a previous question, you said you thought that Imposter Syndrome 1 and 2 were between Sonic the Hedgehog 47 and 48, but do you know about the upcoming issues? By which, I mean now all of the issues, but...
Imposter Syndrome 3 can fit pretty much anywhere before 49. And then Imposter Syndrome 4 has to happen kind of before 49, somewhat concurrently with 49.
Alrighty. Got a question here from Seth S. I know you get a lot of questions about relationships in the Sonic series, and I know that's something you're not really allowed to talk too much about. But is that because it could upset fans who like particular pairings, or another reason?
Well, I'm allowed to talk about it. There's no rule saying I can't. I'm just tired of it.
You went through the phase of relationship drama when you took over Archie and early on through that. I don't blame you for not wanting to revisit that.
Like, there is no middle ground. There's no appeasing everybody.
Yeah.
And the responses I've gotten are just tiresome. So I'm not going there anymore. Folks want a definitive answer, and I can't give it. They want to tell me what to do, and they can't. And they take that as a personal insult somehow. So, no, I don't want to go there anymore. It's not a fun discussion anymore.
No, I do not blame you. But we do still have one last question, so we got to get to that. It's from Tick Tick. So, Ian, you are unfamiliar with Rouge's Olympic Games outfit? How are your thoughts on finding out that the outfit realistically stretches over Rouge's chest and her walking animation contains jiggle in a Mario crossover game of all things?
Yeah, whatever floats your bat. I've not seen it myself, or it's been so long I don't remember it, but I can't imagine it's any worse than Sonic Adventure 2.
Something SA2 is very jiggly. Just odd. But okay. Yeah. Whatever. Have some bat baps. Why not? All right, we're done. Except we do have one last thing to do.
We do. We have to thank all the people who sponsored the show and make it possible. Big thank you to Daniel H., Alex P., James K., John B., Jennifer R., Robotnik Holmes, Samuel P., Sam Cybercat, Mike B., Coupland Crew 128, Dave M., Dois Diz Din, Andrew D., Off, Salute Your Cat, Jay Frost, Scruffy Matt, Chris A., Hero of Light 13, Sony, John M., Ryan D., Noni, Dawn B., Jib, Yami M., Lee H.K., Lisa M., Chevelle, Piggy Bank, Fiona M., Blue Title Gamer, Ben W., Tick Tick, Xanderoni the Painter, Final Neil, Keeper of Monsters, Jonathan D., Ian Nimrick, Solaris Stain, Axis, Dadler the Dalek, Godzilla, Chaos Universe, Sonic Legacy, Daniel B., The Name is X, Pedanticat, Dove, Red the Supernamic, Pentolche, Scurvy Pirate Hog, Ava Arctic, Quaggle Gaggle, Chad, Jennifer H., Professor Rye, Les, Cameron H., Preston M., Sapphire Scarletta, Alphamon or Yukon, Noah S., Cordero Highwind, Chase L., Joey the Sonic Fan, Awesome Cakester, Kimiko, Radry, Callum Q, Alex GS, Just a Mountain Soul, John the Real Waluigi, Arc Fighter, Ty H., Owen BD, Maddie H., KJB, In Zephyr, Finest Cacophony, Nondel, and Tails, Dream Boatin, Mox, Derucival, T-Ranger, Jolene B., Shaggy Dog, Jack the Animator, Lewis J., For Sonic Fan, The Marble Gardener, Goosey Tantai, Agent Kaz, Michael Patton, Navare, Exodal, Lacey M., Unlikely Veronica, Ty Cyan, Jamal S., Neostripe, Spiral Warrior, Choco Desert, Rhythm Raccoon, Omega Watt, Pig Dan 20, Jinx, Phi, Knights Ubel, Steph Cube, Idira, Madeline Blue Star 7, Pizza Person, Yoshi Milkman, Speedweed, The Cartoonist, John L., The Internet Person, Scourge Time, Chaosonic 1, The Might of Kabura, Meta Mode, Danny the Light, Frost the Winterline, Agent Agnes S., and Wheels 282 Hedgehog. And that's it. That's going to wrap up this week of the BumbleKast. We will see you Monday for a new priority episode. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
See you later. Have a good weekend. Oh, I'm receiving a fun fact from the chat.
What's that?
This is the Starline mod for Sonic Adventure 2 goes over Rouge.
Rouge.
So he has the jiggly chest of Rouge, apparently. Wow. Incredible. Huh.
I was there just for the walk cycle, but yeah, all right.
Sure, why not?
But she also has the kicking attacks, and he's got the heel spurs, so that could work.
It makes sense.
And foundationally, he's based off of a Knuckles corruption, so playstyle should be similar.
I guess.
Give him the tricore, that explains the power and the speed and the gliding. Yeah. It works like that.
So does Starline actually walk like Rouge then? Is that like just his thing? Oh, darn.
That's the joke.
I know, but it would be funny if it was. It would be funnier. Stupid sexy Starline.
Okay, let's see this.
That freaking platypus.
Oh, that looks pretty good. God, that's fun.
Let's see this.
Freaking adore the modding community.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. That's not going to go into the episode.
Thank you.
I'm going to cut that out. Don't worry. I won't cut out your jokes about child murder, but I will cut that out.
Oh, yeah. Take out the incendiary stuff.
Uh-huh. Even though it gets us more attention and more views when it does slip through. I know we don't want to be that kind of show. I don't want to be that kind of show. Might be funny for a little bit, but then it would just get exhausting. It's already kind of exhausting. Now I know how you feel.